Hey guys, Mikey here, bringing you a video about the Dungeons and Dragons Essentials Kit. I'm very excited about this. Now, for me, I find this very exciting because I am a newer player. I haven't been playing Dungeons and Dragons very long, but this Essentials Kit is something that is going to give you everything you need to create characters, play new adventures, in this introduction to the world's greatest role playing game, as it says here on the bottom of the box, as you can see. Now, I have been playing Dungeons and Dragons for a little bit with my son and my wife, and sometimes we bring some other family members in with us and get us to play with us. We do have the starter kit. So this video, not only will I unbox and do a little review of the Essentials kit, but we'll kind of do a comparison to the starter kit, which I have here. Now, this starter kit, it was a really good kit to get started. And as you can see here on the back, the box, I don't know if you're really able to read it, but it did come with a 64-page adventure book with everything the Dungeon Master needs to get started, a 32-page rule book for playing characters levels 1 through 5, and 5 pre-generated characters, each with a character sheet supporting reference material and 6 game dice. So that's what came in the starter kit, and I'll kind of show you what that looked like. So it comes in a really nice box for the starter kit. You get these really cool blue dice that you need to play Dungeons and Dragons. You get all the different types of dice you would need: your 20-sided die, 4-sided die, or your D4, I should say. It's not side. Well, yeah, it is. Your D8, your 10, a D12, and a 6-sided die. And you get one of each of those. So you get 6 dice in total, as the box said. You get this starter set rulebook, which is, again, really helpful for new players learning to play. Again, this has been very helpful. Me and my son have been the ones playing mostly, and you know, it's really helpful just to help you get started. And it has, all the different rules and things you would need to learn. It's really a guidebook. It helps you in your journey to learn how to play this game. And it comes with the adventure Lost Mine of Phandelver. And this is an adventure book that you can play through that is going to bring your characters from level 1 all the way up to through level 5 if you play through the whole adventure that is in this Lost Mine of Phandelver adventure book. And again, it's going to have, it's a starter kit. So not only does it give you the setup, but it also is going to give you a whole bunch of pointers on, different things, on how you would go about doing different encounters and different situations that you will encounter in the game as you are the dungeon master. And it comes with a bunch of characters that are already pre-generated for you. It still makes it so that you can fill in your own character name and everything if you want to, but it already has everything pre-generated for you. That way, if you don't know how to make a character, it will have these ones that are already made for you on all the different stats that you'll need. And it actually comes with a couple blank character sheets as well. Me and my son have used these to make our own characters. I made one here. This is the Crag Bulwark, and he made one called Stronghorn. We're both Minotaurs. We just looked up different types of characters, and we like Minotaurs, so we made our own Minotaur characters. But it doesn't really this starter kit, although it has all that good stuff in there, it only has those 2 blank sheets, and it's not really that great for making your own characters. Now, you can figure out how to make your own characters for free by looking it up online, even going to the D&D website, D&D Beyond, and figuring out all the rules to make your own character. But this isn't that great for doing that. But that's why, again, I'm really excited for this new Essentials Kit. So let's kind of go over what's in the Essentials Kit. Let's open this thing up. So again, here you could see the Essentials Kit. I really like the box art that is on here. Again, everything you need to create characters for everything you need to create characters and play new adventures in this introduction to the world's greatest role-playing game. So you're going to be able to create characters in this one as well. A little bit different again from that from the starter kit. Now, this set includes a 64-page rulebook that teaches you how to create characters levels 1 through 6 and play the game. Dragons of Icespire Peak, an introductory adventure, double-sided poster map, a dungeon master screen, 6 blank character sheets, 11 polyhedral dice, 81 cards describing magic items, sidekicks, and more. And it includes codes to continue your D&D journey on D&D Beyond, the official digital toolset for Dungeons and Dragons. It's got 50% discount code so that you can get the digital versions for those. But again, already here on what's included in here, you can tell that there's a lot more than what was in the original. You know, it's got the 6 blank character sheets. It got 11 polyhedral dice instead of just 6. You know, and then the cards for magic item sidekicks, so that way you can get more details on those and easier to see. So let's open up this thing and see what they're talking about. It's got some plastic around it, so let's take this plastic off. Now, the other reason why I'm making this video now, today is September 2nd, and it's available exclusively to Target as of today. But as of tomorrow, September 3rd, the D&D Essentials Kit is going to be available in game stores everywhere, in all game stores, not just Target anymore. And I actually found this the first couple of weeks. It was hard to find. It was selling out of the Targets really fast because people were so excited for this. You know, we'll kind of show you here what it is that everybody's so excited about and what you're gonna get when you can go to any store and find this. Right, let's open this up. Really cool, really excited. Boom, there it is. And again, here we go. 11 dice. I really like these dice. As you saw, the starter kit came with some blue dice, but with these dice that come in this set, there's nice red translucent ones. And for this one, you got 4 6-sided die, which is actually really great for making the characters. Again, me and my son have been playing for a little while now, so I know a little bit more than I used to, but this is still going to be really good to help me learn even more. And having 4 6-sided die is going to help you make your own characters even better. This one has 2 20-sided die, which is great for when you are rolling for situations where you have advantage or disadvantage. Let's see here. You have this dice that has your different percentages. It goes you know, anyway from 10 all the way up to 100. Let's see here. We got your another 12-sided die here. The D4, and I really like these dice that when you roll them, you're just looking at the number at the top of the triangle. We've bought our own dice from other dice companies, and some of them are different where you have 2 numbers at the top, and then the number on the bottom is the one that faces upright. So you're looking at the number at the bottom. But I like these official dice that have the number at the top, because when I roll a dice, I'm looking at the top of the triangle automatically. Anyways, that's the first number I'm looking at, so it's a little bit easier for me to read. So I like those. I like the D8s here, and you get a couple of those. So there's the dice. Here is the adventure book, the Dragon of Icespire Peak. That's the other thing that's really exciting about this. As you can see here, I'll point it out here in unbox. For 2 to 6 players, I like this a lot better than. It's a little bit harder to do that than with the starter kit. And now, when you can play 2 to 6 players, that means you only need the dungeon master and another player to play with. And I am an adult who works with. And I have kids, so it's not always easy for me to get together with other people to play Dungeons and Dragons. So if it's something that you're just trying to learn, that's something that could, you know, be an obstacle that gets in your way if you need, you know, more than 2 people to play. But if you are somebody who's just married and has a job, but you're having a hard time getting together with other people, you and your spouse can learn to play Dungeons and Dragons together. Or like me and my son, if you have kids, you and your kids can learn. If you just even if you just have one kid, like I only have one kid old enough right now to play Dungeons and Dragons, but you and your kids can learn to play together because you don't need a big group of people to play. They're gonna in this adventure book and the rule book that they have in here, it's going to help you learn how to play even with just 2 players. So again, you're going to get this Dragon of Icespire Peak adventure book. Really cool art there on the front again, and again giving you some tips for how to run the adventure. So even though this is the Essentials Kit, it's not the Starters Kit technically anymore. They're still knowing that this is it's geared towards players who are newer to the game. So they're giving you tips how to run the adventure, giving you tips on, what's going to be on your DM screen, some DM tips themselves, some cards, on how to use the cards. I'm really excited for this book and what it has in here and all the different details it has in here. It's this is a step up what is in here from what is in the starter kit book. Now it has all the cards you can see here. They also give you this cool little box that you can store all the cards in. So you just gotta, fold it over a little bit, and then you have a nice little carrying case for all your for all the cool cards you're gonna get in this set. So now this is the initiative cards. Again, if you're really new to Dungeons and Dragons, like I was earlier starting this year, you roll for initiative when you have an encounter. So this you can hand these cards out if you want to when you roll for initiative. So everybody remembers when a round is over, when the next round is going to start, who gets to go first, second, third, fourth, and all the way up to 9 is what they have here. Let's see here. What are the other cards they have here? Oh, so they have some different cards here that is going to. There's different statuses that you can have in the game. Restrain, prone, poison, and looks like here on the other side, you flip it over. It's going to give you all the detailed for what those things are. So again, if you're the DM, you can hand one of these cards to the player if they are restrained, prone, poisoned, magic charm, unconscious, stunned, or if they're just in combat. It even gives you the step by step on what you can do during the combat stage. So that's really helpful. That way, if a player has any questions while you're in the middle of trying to DM, they can look at the card themselves and be reminded, okay, this is the situation that I'm in right now, and this is what I have to deal with. Let's see here. Again, same thing here. More cards dealing with different status that you would have to deal with in the game, and all the explanations of what those statuses are. Now, there's the NPCs, the non-player characters that are in this game as well. So these are characters that would be controlled by the DM that you're going to encounter during the adventure, and it gives you these cool visual cards of those characters. That way you as a DM and the players themselves can get a visual of what these characters look like and a description of them as well, which is really great, really handy, just to remind you if you're somebody like me. You might run into a lot of characters. You might run into, again, different situations where you have different statuses that, I'm very forgetful. I don't have a great memory. So if you have stuff like this of visuals that can help remind you of things, it's really great. So I'm loving that they have that in this set as well. Let's see here. They got the magic item cards, so a bunch of different magic items that you can get. Again, really helpful for people like me who are forgetful, that you can hand these to the player. They remember which magic items they have and what items they can use, and if it's a one-time use type of item, then you can just like discard it, put it back in your handy box. That way the players know that they don't have that anymore. Again, a great tool for people like me who have a bad memory. Or magic item cards, and these they fold, and you're able to take them apart pretty easily. And then once you have them all taken apart, you can just put them inside that cool box and keep them stored. So again, there's those cards. Looks like we still got more. So they really come with a lot of cards, which again is just fantastic. It's great that it comes with all these and a quest card. So you might run into some. Again, we mentioned those non-player characters. When you run into them, you might receive some quests from those characters, and these characters might give you different quests, and these are great for reminding you, okay, what other side quests do I have while I'm running this adventure? And some other stuff I'm really excited about. So you'll notice that this did not come in the starter kit, and I am a big fantasy nerd for sure. My wife would tell you, and I love any type of fantasy story, any high fantasy thing that gives you a map to visualize where you are. Now, this is actually a pretty big fold out map that you have here of the story, the Icespire peak that they have for this, and this is the area that you're going to be playing in. So this is a really cool map, a really cool visual that not only the DM is going to be able to have, but the players are also going to have as well. Because as somebody like me who's still very new to this game, sometimes it can be hard to explain to characters where they are in relation to the world, in relation to other things. It's something that you learn to do more over time and giving better details, but it's something that's not easy at first. So if you have visuals like this, it can be very helpful. So yeah, I absolutely love this. Now they have maps that are inside the DM book for the starter kit, but not something like this that you can pull out and show everybody, which is a visual. And again, this is going to take place in Phandalin, which is actually really great because that's the same place that the starter kit adventure takes place in. It takes place centered around Phandalin, so you can use this even with the starter kit. But then when you're actually in Phandalin in the town, you can really get a great visual of where you are. If you're going from one place to another, you can let players know, okay, if you're in Stone Hill Inn, this is where you are in relation to the miners exchange or anything like that. So really great, really great. Again, really helpful for beginners. It really helps you visualize if it's not something that you're great at explaining or great at doing yet. And then of course the Essentials Kit rule book. This is really good here as well. Great explanation of everything in here. I know this already because I've actually already seen this and gone through it myself. That's how I'm able to tell you that I know it's good. But yeah, great section here where they're able to tell you how to create a character. Actually creating a character, your own characters. Again, not something that's in the starter kit, so that is fantastic. Again, this is going to be something that is the player's handbook, where it's going to give you all the different choices for different different races and subclasses and everything. It's only going to give you a few. I think 4 or 5 of them are in here, but it's a great start to get into Dungeon and Dragons. So I'm really glad that that's in there. And then again, of course, this is a pretty thick book. It's a lot thicker. It has a lot more in there, it seems like, than the original starter kit. So very helpful. This is really cool as well. This is the Dungeon Master screen. So this is something that when you are the Dungeon Master, you will use this to kind of conceal the story from the rest of the players. But you can also use it. It has a couple visual guides here for yourself, so that way you know what all the statuses are, an explanation, so that you can give them to the players, those cards to the players, but you still have all those notes for those types of things yourself inside the Dungeon Master screen, so that you can constantly reference those. I know a lot of people will have, they'll set it up on the table like this, and down here they will have different notes for the story. If they're playing a different adventure, or if they're making their own homebrew story, they'll have different notes here. That way the other players can't see it, but they can make the reference to them for themselves. This is a really, it's just a really cheap, flimsy cardboard, but there's really cool art on it, as you can see. and it's great to have. And I think it's great that, even though it's kind of cheap and flimsy, it's something that you actually get in this one that you didn't get in the other one. And it's still cheap that you get this whole set for $25. The starter kit is $20, so you're getting a whole bunch of extra stuff in here that is just $5 more. So this is actually a pretty cool Dungeon Master screen for the price that you're getting. Sorry, now I have my own Dungeon Master screen. I bought this for like, I can't remember, $10, $15. And this is actually a lot, you can tell, a lot thicker cardboard, a lot more sturdy. It got some really cool art on it here with the red dragon here and everything. So this is a really cool one, but this is, something that when you get more into Dungeons and Dragons that you can get later on. Again, what you're getting here in the Essentials Kit is going to be really great if you're just starting out. And then if you decide, like I have and my family has, that you are really excited about it and you are really into it, then you can go out and get something like this that is a little bit more and costs a little bit more. But you see here as well, boom, there's your blank character sheets. Really cool that you get, again, these blank character sheets to make your own characters from scratch. Now, you can see here, there's no pre-generated characters in here. This is really throwing you into the game and making characters. And I'll tell you what, making characters is one of the most fun parts of the game. Just like the coming up with the character's backstory, their background, where they're from, what their motivations are, all that type of stuff is really fun. So I think you're really going to love that the Essentials Kit is going to not just throw pre-generated characters at you, but it really helps you make your own character, so you can come up with your own character motivation and background and all that really cool stuff. And then they have this little advertisement here on the bottom telling you, the other stuff that you can get, the other books that you can get, the Player's Handbook book, the Dungeon Master's Guide, the Monster Manual. Now, on the back of this is the codes for the 50% off for the digital Player's Handbook, I believe it is. I'm not going to show you the back of that because I want it for myself. I don't have the digital books yet. Now that I have this and I have the 50% off, I'm going to get them. I know other people who have them, and it's absolutely wonderful to have the digital books because you can make bookmarks and everything, so you can get exactly to the page that you want to get to, and it's something that you can easily carry around with you all the time. But yeah, so that's the Essentials Kit, guy. Again, really great. I love it. Like I said, I already knew a little bit about it, and I've seen it opened myself in person from someone else, but I wasn't able to get it for quite a while because it was sold out, because there's a lot of good stuff in here, and a lot of people are getting into Dungeons and Dragons now and are very excited to play. And this is going to be something everybody's going to be learning to play Dungeons and Dragons on again, because you can play again, move everything off here, for 2 to 6 players, which is going to be very helpful for anybody who has a hard time getting a group of adults together, or maybe you don't know a lot of people who want to play, but you and your spouse want to play together, or you and one of your kids want to play together. This is a great kit, guys. Well, thank you for checking out the video. If you like it and want to see more things like this, everybody probably knows me from my Fortnite things, but people have been seeing that I've been getting into a lot more other content lately, that other things that I'm just passionate about. Maybe you've checked out my Dark Crystal podcast about the new Netflix series and movie, Dark Crystal: Age of Resistance. Obviously I'm talking about Dungeon and Dragon stuff. I've already been putting a lot of more Dungeon and Dragon stuff on my Twitter timeline and my Instagram timeline. We've been painting miniatures and all that kind of stuff. So if you want to see more content like that, or any other things I'm doing, make sure you leave a like on the video. Make sure that you comment down below and let me know what you like, what you don't like, or what you want to see more of. And subscribe to the channel. That would be awesome. And thank you, guys.